Hey, I'm different. It's been a while, and I've missed you. Let's talk about some trans stuff. It's been several months and a lot has happened. Let's count them up. Number 1, I am no longer sure I'm non-binary. I anticipated this could be the case, I think. Let's go to the footage. I imagine as I get further along on my hormone replacement therapy, the emphasis might lean towards woman. Well, it happened. The longer I'm on estrogen, the less I feel like the non-binary label fits me. I had complicated feelings about this at first because much like pansexual and bisexual folks are treated as if their identity isn't valid and they just haven't picked a side yet, so too do people treat non-binary folks as if they're trans people who just haven't figured themselves out yet, if they recognize them at all. The motivation seems to be to convince them and everybody else that non-binary people don't count, which is not only flatly untrue, it's also confusing. These people claim, usually, to be the kind of people who govern their lives on facts, not feelings, so seeing them willing to reject science if it disagrees with their hatefulness? Unsurprising. Anyway, I didn't want to add to that noise, so I hesitated, but then I remembered that bigots really don't need my help to find ways to crap on the marginalized, so I should probably just be me, and me is a woman. We can't live our lives based on how bigots will react. Number 2, I have socially transitioned, and it changed everything. This past August, I took a trip to Portland to visit my friends and my nibbling. And I decided, you know what? I'm gonna be there for 3 days, and at the time, it had been nearly a year since I started medically transitioning, and I'd be among friends, so let's buy some women's tops. Let's buy 3 women's tops and see what happens. And oh my dear sweet summer child, did the results ever knock me on my ass in the best possible way. Before I get to that, thankfully nothing bad happened because, like most, I assumed that Portland was some big bastion of progressive ideas, but, no. So it's pretty lucky that I walked home from my friend's house to my hotel in the middle of the night without anything horrible happening. But what really changed things unexpectedly is that when I left Seattle, the idea of leaving the house in women's clothing was horrifying to me. I couldn't imagine doing it. And the few times that I had, it was only at Pride events, and even then, it was incredibly stressful. And by the time I got back from Portland after those 3 days, the idea of leaving the house in Joe's clothes, anathema. I'd been released from prison. There was no going back. I bought a week and a half's worth of women's clothing, and that was that. Enough that I can wash it in a regular rotation, and yeah. Number 3. Speaking of socially transitioning, where have I been? I wrote draft after draft of a Sofa Justice Warriors proper episode about this, and maybe I'll salvage that script eventually, but the short version is, I'm happy. I think the reason I was driven to create most of my life is that I needed validation. I needed people to see me in my art. And now people see me whenever I leave the house, and my friends accept me for who I am. So while I used to wake up every day and beat myself up for not going all in on some movie for this channel, or whatever else, whatever other creative endeavor I had been percolating that I was just putting off, I don't beat myself up over that because I don't feel that drive anymore. I think I can start trying to cultivate a relationship with my creativity where I do things not to validate my own existence or to make money or to become well known. I think I can create things when I want to, for fun. I wanted this to be my job, and when I didn't succeed at that, I thought I'd failed. But if I'd have succeeded back then, I don't know that I'd have ever transitioned because I would have found a validation to chase in another way. In any case, I'm happy with how things turned out. Now, not all people create because they're broken, but I super did, and in one fundamental way, I fixed myself. So we'll see where my creativity takes me now. I'm very much looking forward to finding out. Take care, everybody. I love you.